and then, oh, hey, see, hey, we're live. Welcome to Candor with Katie. I'm speaking this evening with card reader and empath Pam Turnbull, or Pammy, as we like to say when we're in the know. So, hi, Pam.
Hi.
Are you excited?
I am. Thank you so much for having me on Candor with Katie. I feel so special.
Okay, I'm going to roll the intro, and then we're going to be back. Okay, Pam?
Awesome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Boom. Let's do this. All right. I like to leave that background on there just to show how cool you are, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start out with, so we are both in the Highland Games. So we're going to talk about that for a minute. Tonight we're talking about fortune, fate, and feats of strength with strength. I put strength in there. Okay, let me fix that. Well, you know, some people say strength, right? Strength, right? Strength.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's try that again. Fortune, fate, and feats of strength with Pam Turnbull. Okay, so we are both in the Highland Games, yet you, my friend, are in Canada.
I am.
And so we, just to let everybody know, we became friends during the pandemic. And I had hosted this big, I put it out to a bunch of groups, like all over the country, all over the world, actually, for doing this happy hour, virtual happy hour. And I don't know, what do we have? Like maybe six to eight people on there from all over the US and Canada. It was really fun. And then you and I just got to, we had probably been at games before together, but didn't realize it. Didn't really know each other. I mean, shocker. Everybody knows Katie Horgan.
I know. I was like, oh, Katie Horgan.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, Pam Turnbull from Canada. What? Okay, so then we started talking and stuff, and then started competing and getting to hang out, and so it's been really fun. I love it. Okay, so Pam, tonight. Okay, so this is exciting because we're going to talk about two things tonight. So a few things. Okay. First of all, I just want to mention, how many times have you podiumed at the World Championships?
3.
3 freaking times. That's pretty badass.
Pretty exciting for 60 plus athlete too. So there you go.
Yeah, look at her, you guys. Look at her. No. She is not 60 plus. She's like 40 plus. It's ridiculous. Come on, Pam. Oh, this is also very exciting. I have to make this very big. Are you ready for this? Look at this. Yeah. Look at, I don't have a blurry background. Are you kidding me right now? I'm going to have to do a whole
thumbs up.
I had to do a whole podcast on this, but it was like so simple. I have a Mac. And so on the FaceTime settings, I just had to change the portrait. I mean, simple. Like I have literally been a dumbass for a long time. So Pam, starting with the basics, how did you get into the Highland Games and how did you get into tarot and crystals?
I get into the Highland Games. It's all Karen Dallymore's fault. So I went to a practice and she introduced me to the sport on how to throw properly and introduced me to some friends and boom. And that was it. I never looked back.
How long ago was that?
9 years now.
Okay. Yeah,
we're so I'm relatively new, you know, in the game still compared to some, you know, like, so yeah. Tarot and crystals.
The dawn of time.
Oh, that's right. I think Karen's 20 years plus, you know.
Yeah, that's the same. Okay.
Ooh, crazy.
Comments. Okay, you ready? Danae says, hi ladies. Hi Danae.
Hi Danae.
She lives in Maricopa. Okay. So then how did you get into tarot and crystals? Because this is really interesting too, because I'm an empath as well, which basically, you guys, that just means you get the vibes off people, you feel things, you're a beating heart, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know how to do tarot. Crystals I've dabbled with a bit, but how did you get into that?
Well, I've always had the gift. I just never recognized it. The first time that I can recall getting a gift is I turned around to my friend in grade 7 and I looked at him and I said, your mom just passed away. And so, and his mom, unknown to us, because grade 7, you just don't know the world. And she had just passed away. And I got called into the principal's office and said, and got scolded and all this stuff, and it freaked the principal out. But yeah, that's my first real time of when I recognized there was something weird about me. So
I mean, that's not the
and
only
then
time, let's be honest.
and I've tried to embrace the gift. It just comes on like it's like a gangbuster, and it's something that I'm always every day practicing and learning.
I gotta tell you, Pam, honestly, you're one of the most the kindest, most giving, most just naturally friendly person I've ever met in my life. And so I think this is probably calling. One of the reasons why we're talking about it, I think, is because toward the end of this episode, we can talk about how people can get a hold of you and maybe you can help them. And if anything or anyone is listening right now and you have a question for Pam, she will do a live reading because I'll ask her a question later and she'll do one for me. Okay. So here's a question for you. Do you like my maple leaf that I put on there, by the way?
I do.
Do people ever find it surprising that you compete in a strength sport and also practice something so spiritual? Because everybody always thinks Highland Games, big tough guys.
Yes, they're always surprised about the Highland Games. And they'll say, "Well, what do you dance?" Yeah, hard no. But and then I mean,
in my bathroom by myself.
That's right. I dance like no one's watching. So yeah, but yeah, they're all, and then they're intrigued. Then they want to learn more, and then we get people out to practice. So yeah,
that's pretty awesome though. So I think that's probably a nice misconception to prove wrong.
Yes.
Danae says, me, yay. Oh, yes. See, she is also an empath. Do you also practice tarot and crystals, Danae? Please tell us. Yeah, so that's awesome. So here's the other question I have for you. What is the biggest misconception people have about tarot readings?
Tarot readings, I believe the biggest misconception is that they can tell your future.
Yeah.
And I don't believe they can tell your future. I think that they can read your path and help guide you to where you're looking for some answers. And then, but sometimes they give people false hope, and then people are disappointed. And tarot card readings generally, like when I do readings tonight, generally something will happen along the stream of that I'm talking about for within 3 months.
Okay, interesting.
And if I say to someone, "Oh, you're coming, there's going to be a death," that doesn't mean something bad. That just means an ending. And with every ending, there's a new beginning. It's like every season has a death, but yet every season has a birth. So you have to look at it that way.
So it could be like an emotional death, so to speak, or it could be like a new job. You're leaving an old job kind of thing. That's pretty fascinating, actually. Okay, we have comments. Oh, Danae says, I don't practice, but it's helped me. Listen, maybe you can work with little Pammy over here. I'm just saying. So let's do a practice thing. So give us a quick rundown, if you can, of how it works. How many questions do you have to ask? Can I just ask you one question?
Yes, I can do 1 card pulls. I don't do big spreads. I do 3 card spreads, and yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks, and this is the deck that I like to call from. Excellent. And like to pull from. And it always surprises me when I get a card. It's like, of all these cards, and I forget how many's in the deck now, but when I ask a question, it'll be bam. And you have to ask a direct question. It can't.
Okay, I was going to ask that. Can I ask something about, like, I'm not interested in when I'm going to die or anything, but could I ask something about finances? Is that acceptable?
Sure. Like,
or should it be like, should I say something like, am I on the right path? Like, okay, here's what I'm going to ask you and see if this is acceptable. So Pam's going to pull a card for me right now. Pam, are big positive changes coming for me? And I'm talking like yesterday.
Big positive changes coming for Katie Horgan.
So she's repeating my question, focusing. I feel like I'm doing a tarot card commentary. This is Pam in her living room in Vancouver, British Columbia, pulling a card for Katie Horgan. Drinking a Truly. So while Pam's doing that, as you know, Sid Squatch's family's visiting this weekend or this week through St. Patrick's Day. So here's Brother Yeti. This is Dad. And this, maybe he's called Sir Squatch. I don't know. And this is
this is the card that you got.
Okay. So my question was, are big positive changes coming for me in the future? And that card is the something of weapons.
Yep. So
what is it called?
Prime
of weapons. Okay.
Yeah, that's from this deck. Okay. Every deck is a little bit different, right? So this is a very good, it's a power strength. And it's so funny that this card comes out and then you look at the picture you have of me on your little backslash, right? So, and so it's a meaning to something of great magic and power. So there is something good coming down the pipes for you. It's not going to be tomorrow and it wasn't yesterday. But I say by the fall or you'll see changes start to happen not before August. And then those changes, they're going to be concrete as opposed to wishes and dreams. So you'll have your wishes and dreams until then. And then all of a sudden, bam, the concrete is going to happen. And it's going to come in many different ways and many different levels. So it seems like there's going to be quite a few things, some of the, and sometimes little things that just are nagging at you, but they're going to come to a complete circle and finality in like August into September, October.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Is it July yet?
No.
Gretchen has a question for you. There are so many types of deck sizes and art. How important is the type of tattoo deck, and how do you choose which one? And then she also says, and hi friends. So I'm going to go back to this.
Hello, gorgeous Gretchen. So this deck has been with me for over 30 years, and I'm always drawn to it. You tend to, it's like a favorite novel. Like you are drawn to a certain kind of, book or whatever. But like I have like oracle cards, and I have goddess cards, and I have, all kinds of different cards. And I've got another deck that I've tucked away somewhere because it needed to rest, and it was all animals. I don't get good vibes from there, right?
Pretty awesome.
So yeah, so it kind of creeped me out. Like it didn't make me feel happy. And then I also do, my crystals, and things like that. So
yeah, let's do that. Let's do that in 1 second. I want to share this with you. So she said that should say tarot deck. So I always read it as it is, because what do I know? And Jeanne, my friend Jeanne says, "Ooh, go Katie, get those positive financial changes." Exactly. So she knows.
It may not be financial changes, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but it's gonna be.
Yeah, it could. It's different. It's just closure on different things that alleviate your stress, alleviate your worry, alleviate things that are pounding on you, that are you going, oh, now I don't have to think about that anymore.
It's really nice the way you explain it, Pam, because some people probably are thinking more direct thoughts. So let's do a crystal. Let me ask a question of crystal then, since you have that. So you've got an example of tarot. Let's do a crystal one. Can I ask a more specific one about that? Okay,
crystal, show me yes, please.
So what she's doing right now is calibrating. And that's interesting, because if I sometimes do yes, it's always a north-south kind of thing.
So she's doing a big circle. Thank you, Crystal. Crystal, show me no. So and there's a pendulum swing. Thank you, Crystal.
Okay.
Go ahead, Katie.
Okay, so can I expect a turn in my finances this month?
Crystal, Katie is looking for an upturn in her finances this month. Will she see one? No.
No. Okay.
No.
So what about next month?
Thank you, Crystal. Crystal, will Katie see an upturn in her finances in
April? Oh, God. This is not good. Is that a yes or is that a no?
She's saying yes.
Okay, good. Woo! Okay, I can wait a couple weeks.
It's hard to see, but it's like a big
yes. Now I can see it. Now I can see it.
Like, yeah.
Okay, I can wait a couple weeks.
Thank you, Crystal.
So Gretchen says, sounds like a good change. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Exactly. I've been talking to Pam a lot about stuff and trying to stay positive. There's a lot of stuff going on. So this is really fun to do. So Pam, that's a really awesome example. Let me ask you, if someone has never had a tarot reading before, what should they expect? So they just kind of got the lowdown from me right there with those two examples. But
what should they expect? Well, it depends. Like, don't go in with any expectations. Don't go in with any, am I going to win the lottery in 6 months kinds of questions.
Like I just did.
Just sit back and wait and listen and pick the right person. I usually try to go to an empath and card reader. And actually the one lady I go to, she said, stop coming to me. You're spending your money when you can do this yourself.
Okay, that's actually awesome. And that's really good to know coming from someone who, like, if someone's coming to you for answers, you have a really nice positive response there. Okay, this is a big one here. Danae says, I was dating a guy for 4 months and everything was amazing. We moved in together. Then out of the blue, he broke up and moved out, blocked me the day before my mama died. She died. I don't know what Y day is. Did he love me? I had zero closure. He blamed it on his anxiety and that little things trigger him. And he was thinking dark thoughts and thought of suicide. I am broken. Oh, this is hurtful. I'm sorry. He promised me the world and told my mom on her deathbed that he'd look after me and my son. I'm hurting big time. So I guess, Pam, would you have a suggestion for her? Should she look into something like a tarot reading or crystal reading based on something that's so heavy?
That, like, I got huge vibrations from that, but I would love to, you and I and Danae talk after this.
Yes. So Danae, I'll connect you guys on Facebook, but she's on here also. You're public. Yes.
We'll just do a Facebook chat, like the three of us.
I'll connect you guys for sure. Yeah. And then Jeanne says, I thought you'd ask about finding that someone special, Katie. LL. I know, right? I don't know.
No, there's nobody there for Katie right now because nobody can handle her.
That's true for a lot of people, not just Stella.
How many of our close friends that we're really close to are truly single?
Right. Yeah.
Or they have open relationships with their spouse. Like, not meaning they have another partner, but just like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. We'll meet at, Christmas and Thanksgiving.
That just has to do with our vibes and stuff too, right? Like, I get it. I get it. And I love being this out there person to everybody. So I'm fine, but I'm sorry. So Jeanne says, I'm so sorry to hear, Danae. That's a terrible situation. Exactly. And then Danae says, okay, we can connect her later. And then Y day is yesterday. Okay. I probably could have figured that out as an ex-English teacher and journalist. So whatever. Okay, Pam, let's see. I'm going to go back to some questions. Okay. So how do you personally connect with your tarot cards? Do you have a special way of working with them? And like, do you ever use the same deck for a long time? And like, how do you, like, that whole process sort of?
I smudge my cards.
What does that mean?
So often I smudge, so I'll burn sage and then I'll run the sage through my cards, like the smoke and things like that. Other people have different under it. I go under and then I fan them. I also smudge my house. I put cinnamon at my front door. I do a lot of things to try to keep the negative energy out. And I walk backwards out my front door, and things
all the
like
time.
That. Yeah.
You always walk backward outside your front door?
Yeah, lots of people do, and you'll see because that's how they close the door. What? Yeah.
Am I supposed to be doing this? Does it matter if it's the garage door or?
Okay, I grew up in a very strict home, and we had so many vibrations in our home, and so many wives' tales and things like that. Sometimes I get confused: are they wives' tales? Are they witches? Are they, things like that? Because I grew up with a lot of witch stuff in my house, and I didn't know they were witch stuff.
Right.
Like boiling eggs in onion skins. It's a witch thing. Like, we did that.
Well, I would say it is a witch thing in some cultures, but it's also not, because that's also a very old custom that people use, like in Poland or, things like that. So if it's a witch custom, that's also another custom. It's not just one. But that is interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so many things. So walking out of my house, especially after you smudged it and everything. So you don't want to bring the negative. You don't want to bring the positive out with you. So you walk backwards, you close the door, and then you lock it, right?
So I'm doggy sitting, and now you guys can see because it's not blurry background, so now I can cook and stuff again. Am I supposed to do that here if it's not my house?
Sure. there's
including
positive,
the
there's
garage
a
door.
positive energy from that house. Yeah. You
Especially
back out of a garage, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well. I go out the garage, but my car's outside. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So let me just ask you, what is your favorite crystal and why?
Oh, I'm an amethyst or an iolite girl, and the one that I have right now is amethyst, and I really love her. She's nice. I always call my crystals hers. Yeah, so and she's pretty big and
Oh,
pretty
that's a nice
heavy.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really nice one. I can tell.
yeah. And
Okay.
then I
So,
have a rose one, and she's been around with me for about 15 years now.
woo, that's beautiful too.
That's pink, yeah.
So I have a crystal ball up there. That was no offense. I just didn't have any crystals. Have you ever done a tarot reading for yourself before a Highland Games competition? Is that the kind of thing that somebody can do before a specific event?
Crystals. I do crystals
Okay,
before
crystals.
games. Yeah. Because I find that the crystals also, when I talk out loud to the crystals, like, because I never whisper something, I never say it in my mind. I always say it out loud. And so when I say it out loud, then it becomes, I center myself with it and it becomes real then.
Okay.
Right? Because I've heard the words.
I
So I
love that.
don't
Okay.
think that the crystals have put a spell on me. I believe that by saying it to the crystals, I'm putting it out there and I'm making it real for me.
Okay. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've got one more here, and I'm going to final thoughts and then 10 questions. Are you ready? Have you
Sure.
ever had a reading give you an answer that totally surprised you?
100%. Every single time I do a lot of empath readings, and that's what I'm getting from Danae right now. And like I'm very emotional right now because I can feel the vibrations from her. And yeah, so those things I just talk, and I've a couple people that I have done readings for. I say I don't know why I'm saying this, but boom boom boom. Like my boss showed me a picture of her dog who just passed away, and I went, oh, look at the little monkey. And she stopped, and we were on Teams, and she looked at me. She said, why did you say that? And I thought, oh, what did I say? I insulted her. And
What did I say? I don't know.
she said, that's what our nickname was, and only my husband and I knew that. And I said, well, your monkey's not very far from you, and he's chirping. She goes, how did you know he chirped? So I just say things and it comes out. And
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I mean, I don't know. You guys, Pam's, she's messaged me before, like, you doing okay? I'm having a feeling, da da da. And then I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, so today she did, like, for instance, it would have been like, I got my flat tire. She's been very busy lately, so she knew after I told her, but it would be something like that. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I just got a flat tire on a very busy freeway, which is another topic I need to talk about later. But let's talk about final thoughts, because can you believe we've been talking almost 23 minutes?
There you go.
I want to keep it shorter all the time, but whatever, blabbermouth. Just kidding. I love you. All right. What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone skeptical about tarot or crystal healing?
Go in looking at it as I would spend $20 at Starbucks, so I might as well spend $20 here and just have fun with it. Don't take it seriously.
Okay, perfect. And where can people find you if they want a reading or they want to see you compete?
So totally follow me. Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, I'm called Tartan Pierogi.
I'll put this in the description. Sorry. I'll put it in the description after this podcast. Yeah. So, okay, sorry, I interrupted you there. So you're called Tartan Pierogi on Instagram.
And then just my name on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, and you're public on both, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So she's tagged in this one. If you guys want to click on her name, you'll find her and you can DM her. And then Tartan Pierogi, you weirdo.
I know.
That's her name on
my Scottish and Eastern European background. Yeah.
I think if you type in Pam Turnbull on Instagram, that will also come up though. I think it's got both. I think you can search people that way. Not sure. So if you could leave the audience with one powerful message from your practice, what would it be?
Always find the good in everything that you do, even though when something bad is happening. Like today, Katie's flat tire gave her time to catch up with messages and reach out to people. She had a bill to face, but it could have been a bigger bill if she didn't have AAA. So always try to find that silver lining. Sometimes it needs a little elbow grease to polish it up, but it's there.
Boom. Look at you. Okay, so now, very exciting. It's time for 10 questions. I'm so fancy. Now this is the time. Okay, good. We have a comment. Gian says, so funny. I'm making pierogies for dinner.
Yeah.
That's it right there. That's a connection. That's amazing.
There you go.
Gian's,
what time's dinner?
Gian's a very sweet person. You would love her, Pam. Okay, so here are my questions. Are you ready? Dun, dun,
Ready.
I need to do a drum roll. How many pillows do you sleep with that night? Okay, so this is one I always ask. There's 2 questions I always ask. This is one.
Mm-hmm.
What is?
So I sleep with 5, and when my bed is dressed, there's 8 on my bed.
Can you even see the bed?
I sleep like a sandwich, so I feel like I'm sleeping with somebody, I guess. So that's what it is.
That's
I have a big,
awesome.
long one. That's the whole width of my bed. Yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, are you a napper? If so, for how long?
I go through periods of naps, and it's usually 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. What character from a movie, book, show do you relate to the most, and why?
Oh, Dolores Claiborne. So
from Misery?
Yes. Not Misery. No, from Dolores Claiborne.
Oh, okay, wait, yeah.
But it's same actress.
Okay, thank you. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah. You want to cut some guys' feet off?
Because she tolerated so much and everything, and then finally, like, okay, I'm done. And then off she went, right? So
was that from Fried Green Tomatoes?
No, that's
the movie was called. Okay, I gotta revisit that. That's pretty awesome.
Oh, it's a Stephen King. Yeah.
Of course it is. Yeah. What is one of your favorite lines from any movie or TV show?
Oh, how you doing?
Exactly.
What's up?
I was thinking about that. That's a moo point. And they're like, did you just say moo? And Joey's like, yeah, it's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter. It's moo. That's awesome that you said that. Okay, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Okay. If you could live anywhere, where would it be?
Oh, anywhere. Wow. I would live in a beautiful home with a whole bunch of friends where we would have our own space. And my favorite date is June 12th because it's not so rainy and it's not so
I was like, like that.
No, I would live in a house with a bunch of friends. We'd have our own space, but be able to have a communal area or have like a commune type environment.
Yeah, like a common area. Where would that be?
Yeah. It would be somewhere warm.
So like Arizona, or like
like in Arizona, or polar opposites to Scotland, you know?
Yeah, or Norway.
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, we've got another question coming in. Dun, 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 or comment. Okay. Gretchen says, tiny home community. Yes. I'm in. Exactly. 100%. Yeah. A bunch of people in tiny homes, and then we have just a big common area in the middle you just throw.
Exactly. Amazing, like we share the backyard kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. Question 7. Does round or square pizza taste better?
Round is better than square. You got to have a crust to hold on to fold it in half.
Absolutely. That is exactly what it is. I got to have a crust, man. But pizza is pizza. I love pizza. What's the strangest thing in your fridge?
Right now?
Or yeah, sure, right now.
One thing?
Besides the human head.
Okay. The strangest thing I have in my fridge right now,
Okay, what's the strangest thing you've ever had in your fridge if you don't have anything weird in there now?
Pickle pig's feet.
Yeah. Okay.
For some people, that's weird, but for me, it's delicious.
Okay, ready? Favorite cuss word?
Oh, well, the F word, of course. It's a sentence enhancer. And then the trilogy, right? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So
Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick.
Exactly.
This is the last thing we're doing before we sign off tonight, Pam. It's not a question, but give us a positive message for the world because it's a little chaotic right now.
Oh, just remember that you love people for who they are. And sometimes people have actions based on their environment at the time, and just give them some space, but don't cut them out completely because they're going to need a landing spot. And, just hugs are free.
Hugs are free. I love that. Okay, so I think Sid Squatch is in better focus this evening. He says the journey begins with you, so be good to yourself so it's not so chaotic there also. And this is me. And I think Pam would join me in saying she loves you as well. Peace and love, everybody. Pam, you stay on for a minute. We're going to sign off. Thank you for joining. Have a great night. We'll see you next week. Bye. It's always that time.